Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to share the 3 important takeaways that I have received from the book Why We Sleep, written by Professor Matthew Walker, who have taken almost 2 decades of time to identify the significance of sleep and has brought down various aspects related to sleep in this particular book. But before I get into the key takeaways, I would like to bring our attention or refresh our minds to some of the hard facts, though these are unpleasant realities. There was a study conducted of 500,000 people across different countries and analyzed that the sleep deprivation increases 45% risk to getting or dying out of cardiovascular disease. There was another study done in Japan where it was analyzed that less than 6 hours of sleep leads to 50% more chances of suffering from cardiac arrest. Another research have identified that less than 6 hours of sleep shortens our lifetime, apart from damaging our immune system, increases the risk of dementia and multiplies the risk of cancer. If you sleep for less than 5 hours, then there are 70% reduction in the critical anti-cancer fighting immune cells, which leads to various other challenges like bowel, prostate, breast cancer, and so on and so forth. Especially when we start for a long drive early morning or take help of cabs for early morning flight, we neglect to check if the person who is driving have taken enough sleep. Researchers have found that less than 6 hours of sleep before driving has larger possibility of accidents. If the person who is driving is sleep deprived, then there is a possibility that he or she encounters a state called as micro sleep, which happens just for a fraction of a second, and this is the stage where most of the accident occurs. Getting less than 5 hours of sleep causes 300% more probability of car crash. In fact, the book also emphasizes that sleep deprivation before driving is equally or more dangerous than driving with alcohol consumption. For students, if they are sleep deprived, then there are 40% reduction in the ability to grasp information into the brain. With these facts in mind, let me share the 3 takeaways which I have received, which I am able to implement, as well as helping in my day-to-day life. The first and the foremost takeaway that I have received is to have a disciplined sleep schedule. I am not sure about you, but I always had a feeling that sleep is one of the most unproductive activity of the day, and thus I used to give least importance or priority. To my surprise, I didn't even know that there were 4 stages of process that happens in the brain, and these stages ideally should pass through 5 cycles during the sleep, which I got to know after reading this book. I'll give a very high level overview on this in the next 2 to 3 minutes, but please refer YouTube or other search sources where you can get detailed information. Sleep is broken into 2 types: non-REM, which is non-rapid eye movement, and REM, which is rapid eye movement. Overall, the sleep is divided into 4 stages, which includes 3 stages of non-REM and 1 stage of REM. The 3 stages of non-REM are stage 1, which is a stage where we have just gone to bed and we are in a drowsy state. The stage 2 is where we are getting into a light sleep, where all the information that we have carried out during the day starts getting collected into the brain. The third stage is the stage where all the information that you have collected in stage 2 is distributed to the right cells of the brain and cleanses unwanted information to make it fresh. Stage 4, which is a REM stage, is the stage where the brain cells try to connect all the different information that was distributed in stage 3 and tries to bring out a simplified information or a solution. And that's why at times when we wake up at morning, we are refreshed and have some unique thoughts in mind for the problem that we were encountering. These 4 stages of sleep should ideally pass through 5 cycles, and every cycle range for about 90 to 110 minutes. And that's why if you do a simple math, we would analyze that we need at least 7.5 hours of continuous sleep. And as you would see in this image, in the first half of the night or till the 3rd cycle, the sleep process is dominated by non-REM sleep, and it is only in the latter part, that is on the 4th and the 5th cycle, that the REM takes over and holds maximum time. So if we delay our sleep, then we compromise on the data collection and the distribution process which happens at the non-REM stage. And if we get up early, then we compromise on the collaboration stage. If I want to explain on this diagram, if a person is taking the 8 hours of daily sleep from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and if he or she wakes up at 5 a.m., then the reduction of 2 hours of sleep out of 8 hours is not equal to just reduction of 25% of sleep, but more than 50% reduction in the REM sleep. We should know that REM is the stage of experiencing vivid kind of dreams and a stage of getting emotional first aid apart from boosting our creativity. Author states that REM sleep sharpens our memory, it helps in cognitive abilities and support the overall brain development. REM sleep is what stands between rationality and insanity. Having so much of process happening during the sleep, it has led me to give utmost priority and discipline to sleep. What you see on this particular image is the preferred sleep time for different age groups which needs to be followed. The second takeaway that I have received from this book is on the importance of taking simple and necessary precautions to have a sound and effective sleep. Our body has a 24-hour biological clock, also known as circadian rhythm, that controls different behaviors and physiological stages like waking, sleeping, etc. As human, we awake at morning and sleep at night as dictated by this circadian rhythm. These cells respond to light and dark signals. Let me explain in a minute how light has an impact on our sleep with this diagram. During the start of the day, the light travels via an optic nerves of the SCN group, which is also called as suprachiasmatic nucleus, triggering the pineal gland to reduce the production of sleep hormone, which is melatonin. This signals our internal biological clock that it's time to awake. In darkness, the SCN signals the pineal gland to increase the production of melatonin, which conveys it's time to sleep. During earlier days, suprachiasmatic nucleus used to know that the night time is coming up when sun used to set. But electric light has put an end to this natural order of things. And worst happened in 1997 when blue LEDs were invented, and because we use mobile, laptop and various such gadgets, our melatonin dropped significantly. Blue LED lights are 2 times more harmful than orange lights and bulbs. So I have started avoiding the mobile and the screen time at least 1 hour before sleep. What you see are a few other precautions that we can take to have a sound and good sleep. The third important takeaway that I have received from this book is to take the power nap after lunch. I had this bad notion that whoever takes a power nap are lazy people, but it's actually a myth. In this book, author has explained how the term power nap came into existence from the aviation industry, where policy was made to help pilots who were in the long route to have power naps to ensure highest alert during landing. As our body and mind is working all the time, it is always advisable to give a cautious break after 7 to 8 hours of continuous activity. In my case, I started taking a 10 to 15 minute of power nap even if I am at workplace, just by closing the eyes, putting the head on the desk and relaxing for some time by just focusing on the breath and keeping my mobile on the silence and an alarm of 12 to 15 minutes maximum. By the time the alarm rings, I am fresh and productive as morning. People who go out for smoke or having tea or coffee after lunch to remove the drowsiness are actually harming the body and brain. My recommendation for you would be to replace those habits with a power nap. So these were the 3 takeaways that I have received from this particular book, and I'm sure that it will help you as well. My request is to read this particular book in detail as it has a lot of information that you can get. To quickly summarize, have a proper 7 to 8 hours of disciplined sleep with fixed time slot. Take enough precautions to have sound sleep. Avoid screen time at least 1 hour before sleep. Avoid taking harmful habits to remove drowsiness. Instead, take a power nap, as that would boost our productivity. Thanks to all of you for watching this video. Take proper sleep to have a better, long life and productive mind.